Members of an organised crime group who ran a multi-million-pound drugs operation in East Lancashire have been jailed for a total of more than 70 years following an investigation by Lancashire Constabulary. The operation was dubbed Operation Warrior. More than 70 cannabis farms were located and dismantled, and more than 2,500 plants and 100 kilos of the drug with an estimated street value of over £2 million was seized. A total of £725,000 was also recovered. During the course of the 11th month investigation, police also recovered hundreds of thousands of pounds of cash, as well as weapons including imitation firearms, CS gas canisters, and a taser. The majority of the properties searched had consistent features including similar doors, windows, and exterior cameras often used by criminals to alert them if a rival drug gang has become aware of their grow and therefore could be preparing to tax them by violently stealing their cannabis. Officers executed warrants at an address in Pendle in December 2020 following intelligence gathered when officers stopped a Volkswagen Golf in the previous month. On September 13, 2021, a warrant was executed at a property in Nelson, and sat in the lounge was a defendant, Claudius Zacharakouris, also found in the property, which was linked to the defendants Robertas Balzonis, was 106 cannabis plants, mobile phones, and paperwork linked to an address in Nelson. When police searched that address, they found and arrested a defendant, Davidus Waticus. Officers also recovered 83 cannabis plants, 15 kilos of dry cannabis bud, a fake identification card, mobile phones, and CS spray. They later then executed a warrant at another property in Nelson and found 56 cannabis plants, as well as the defendants Ratikokos, Paleos, and Rimantos Strondezi was arrested. Guys, I want to apologize. My pronunciation is probably not the best, and also it's not stated who is who, so you're just going to have a group picture. So apologies for that, guys. There was then documentation which was found in that property linked to another property in Nelson, which was also found. There was a defendant, Simonas Rebecca, he was inside, and cannabis plants, mobile phones, and cash were all recovered. Then there was paperwork found in that property in relation to a skip hire which led officers to search another address in Nelson where they found equipment associated with cannabis growing. So guys, you can see how this is going along. So every single house that they were going to, there was paperwork which was linking them to another house. Talk about being discreet. Absolute madness. When officers were leaving this house that they went into, they noticed that another house on the street had exactly the same brand of door that they had seen on another cannabis farm, as well as the windows and blinds. They entered that property and they found 60 cannabis plants, as well as paperwork linked to Thomas Razmonakis for 2 other properties on that same street. And when those properties were searched, the officers found nearly 200 more cannabis plants. Then following further intelligence, police attended a property in Nelson. Nelson seems to be the hotbed, guys. So when officers went through the back door of this property in Nelson, there was a man, Alejandro Corby. He tried to flee. Corby was arrested, and in that house they seized 62 plants and 10 kilos drying out in preparation for being sold. Later that same evening, police had found other paperwork and they attended a property in Bryfield, which is near Nelson, which had the same door as the other cannabis farms, and inside they found 86 cannabis plants. Following inquiries into the skips hired by the organised crime group, there was another property in Nelson which was searched and 84 cannabis plants were found. Guys, you think I'm bullshitting? But this one. Let me start again. So following inquiries into skips hired by the organised crime group, another property in Nelson was searched and they found 84 cannabis plants as well as 14 kilos of bagged up cannabis. There was another property on that same street with the same door, same blinds and same windows as the previous cannabis grows, and police found an imitation firearm and cash inside. Guys, there's 70 properties. I can't go through it all, so you get the gist. Every single property that they raided, there was paperwork for another property. The properties had the same doors, same windows, and same blinds. Absolute madness, guys. Guys, it seems like it's Nelson where it's all going down. It's only a little place, but every single house seems to be growing a crop. So Andrew Snowden, the Police and Crime Commissioner for Lancashire, said, "It's fantastic to see Lancashire Constabulary delivering on my priority to disrupt and dismantle organised crime gangs, protecting our communities and putting gang members behind bars. Organised crime gangs bring fear, violence, drugs and exploitation into our communities, and through Operation Warrior, we're increasing activity to get the results we all want to see. The number of arrests, asset seizures and drugs taken off our streets speak for themselves. It's important we send a clear message to criminals that we're coming to get you, while reassuring the public that we're taking the fight to organised crimes at full force. So guys, this is a new story coming from Nelson Ways, where a drugs gang has been jailed for a combined 70 years after cannabis worth £2 million is seized across 70 different properties. Nelson it is then, boys. It's your boy GT. Keep it locked, keep it real.